Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, Bitcoin, crypto having a good day after a while of heavy downside. Finally good to see it having a good day. Looking at the chart, we'll keep it very simple for right now. Like I said in one of my other videos, I was kind of waiting for this resistance. If you want to call it a resistance, it's like a, you know, momentum, trend line, whatever you want to call this. It's just following price action. Usually when you see momentum just trending down, usually it just continues a lot of the time. Did it here, finally bounced. Has had a nice push to the upside now. So for the time being, I always do like to see, multiple bounces on a support level or right around, a floor to actually see a recovery. Even though here we did not really see that. This is on a 4-hour time frame. But as of right now, we kind of have one bounce here. I would not be surprised if this is going to continue into new bullish momentum. I would honestly like to see at least another bounce. Not all the way back down here, but maybe somewhat close to this area. Around 54 to 55. Before we continue up, if that's where price is going to be going. So I think in the short term, we're probably going to range in between 54K to 57, maybe 58 for now. Maybe within the next week, 2 weeks, we're probably going to chill there. Like I said, I actually expect it to go up a little and come back down. But I think the next area that we're going to look for, if we're in bullish momentum right now, and it continues over the next 2 weeks, then this general resistance area is going to be where we're going to watch. Kind of based on the time. I'd say probably around 59K to 60K is going to be where we're going to watch for. And what I mean by that is, like, once we do actually come up into this, we want to see what kind of price action that this can pull. Like, is this going to pull something like this where we get a lot of wicks, we get a ton of rejection, and then the rejection ends up taking us below this area, just like here? Or is this going to play out something like this? It bounces, recovers, pulls some bullish momentum, and breaks through. I think if we can see a lot of different resistances being broken, this being a first, at least for me, that's kind of how I look at a lot of charts, is based on momentum like that. Which again, it's not the best indicator or anything by any means. I just have a lot of experience watching charts like that over the last few years. So for me, I understand it, but ended up breaking, had a nice bounce. But if we see something like this, heavy push, rejection, and continued to push, breaking a lot of resistance, even considering, even a level like this. So my biggest worry currently would be that we're gearing up for a nice pump to end up continuing to the downside, maybe one more time, worst case, if we're going to continue down, right? Because high time frame, we're still fairly bullish. In this, in a bearish, trend, whatever you want to call this. A lot of people call it a bull flag, but I don't think it's like a bull flag or anything like that. Reminds me of it, but I just don't think it is. But I think time's gonna tell here if we're going to just push up a little bit, reject, and go down one more time. So as you can see here, momentum too is just very heavy down. Where I think if we are gonna have a push, one more push down would not really shock me. Even though we already had this wick all the way down here, we may come back down a little bit closer to this, worst case in my opinion. But for the short term, we're probably going to range in this general area, 58 to about 54, 55. Like I said, we'll probably pull back, bounce around. If it's going to be bullish, have another push to the upside, maybe comes into this area around 59, 60K. And then we're going to take it from there, just, how it kind of pushes through a lot of resistances if it's going to continue being bullish, right? So on the day though, Bitcoin, yeah, it's at a huge push, which is good to see. Lots of coins recovering, meme coins, as usual, having nice bounces. Lots of AI coins continue to show signs of life. Again, they're not bouncing, they're not pulling a 10x from the lows right now, right? Nothing is going to be doing that right now. But showing signs of life at least. A little bit of green on some of these. Good to see. And we actually have some new launches. Excuse me. So we had Husby here, which I talked about this the other day. This was down somewhere around here. So it is up, which is good. But again, even in the video, it was not meant to be any sort of buy signal, because this chart is just so up only, guys. But I do have to say that this coin here has played the new launch ETH utility playbook perfectly, perfectly to a T. The way that I analyze projects, their websites, everything about it, and how they've handled their launch has been almost flawless, in my opinion. Aside from something on day 1 and 2 that I noticed, it seems like they've been very, very transparent. They really have been killing it as a brand new launch. And this, honestly, it's something to watch. I'll probably make a video at some point in the future talking about, how I really evaluate very good ETH utility launches from, blatant scams and complete jokes of projects, right? Another one that's I've seen a lot. I actually do not know what this is. I've seen it all over my timeline. A lot of people that I follow closely have been bull posting this for a long time. Same thing though, this chart has been up only for a long time. Another one is I think it was actually trending today as well. This one here. This one's been getting attention, MNTA. And again, this video, I love to just analyze new launches, guys, all the time. I'm not saying with any of these videos that you should be buying into these new launches that are already trending. They've already been out for a while. It's always very high risk. But like I said, these have just been coins that I've been seeing fairly often. Another one too that I really do like that I did cover in the other video is Unreal. In the other video, I talked about these coins. I honestly thought that they would have started to, trend to the downside at this point. But as you can see, after a couple weeks already, Unreal has now been out for almost 2 weeks, and it's still continuing to hold. The chart actually looks fairly bullish. It's on a 4-hour. It really hasn't done too much, to be honest. It does not look like the Husby chart, which has been out for, I think, only a week. In comparison, this has been out for 2 weeks, and it's only had 1 or 2 major pushes. But as if you can see Husby, it's got 4 or 5 higher highs and higher lows made. So this has been a great call in the Discord as well. Initially though, I'm mad because, like I said, it's always risky with these new coins, new launches. Lots of times I call out to sell early. This one specifically I called out somewhat early to get out of this. But, if you held, this would have been a clean, currently about a 10x, which would actually be very good for the current market conditions right now. But again, calls like this, I'd love to have them every single day, right? But market conditions heavily drive everything in this market. And they don't come every day. It's very on and off with certain coins, certain calls. Specifically for ETH utility, meme coins are a completely different way you gotta play it and trade them. But, this is great. Great move so far. They've been killing it. Like I said, Unreal I think still looks very good and undervalued at 1.7 million. And we even have, what was I gonna say? It's actually continuing to move as I'm recording this. 57.6. We're having a huge push. Almost 5% now. That's wild. We can see Bitcoin dominance, the altcoin market already moving up 4%. IXS continues to hold up very well too for an RWA coin. Um, to me, this one looks like it's about to break resistance here too. And I'm actually going to be making another RWA. Oh my god, excuse me. I'll be making another RWA video at some point. Because there is a very interesting blockchain that does hold and have billion. I don't know if it's 5 to 10 billion in total loans out. It's one of the biggest, basically one of the biggest RWA projects in the entire crypto space. You know, it has a token out, and it has the most loans taken out in the entire industry. But yet, the project's somewhat questionable left and right. Like, there's things, good things about it, bad things about it. And the way the token is traded, it's very weird. But the fact that it doesn't have more attention to it, it's really interesting. So I'll probably make a video on that shortly. Maybe in the next few days, or about a week. But outside of that, guys, like it's just good to see a lot of these coins. You know, LNQ, Link AI having a nice bounce as well. LNQ this just does not want to fail. It does not want to break support, which is wild. Very good to see. I still think Link AI has a huge, great long-term future going forward. Even Nosana finally is showing signs of recovery and strength. Because this, if you guys have been in Nosana or you've been watching it for a long time, it has literally just been down consistently for months and months, and it's been trending down even lower and lower. Finally had a bounce, push up. This looks like it could be a good time to scale in potentially to catch into a next leg up if we're going into September, October, November. But outside of that, yeah. This video, kind of just a little bit of a market update. Tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a video on a meme coin tier list. And I actually got two coming. One is going to be on, I'm going to bring up, I think, the top 30 to 40, meme coins based on market cap and mind share. I left a few of them out that are semi-major meme coins. Just a lot of coins that I think are somewhat, very relevant that have a larger market cap and a mind share right now. The second one is going to cover a ton of newer coins in the current market right now. As far as in September, some newer micro-cap meme coins that I've seen on the timeline with a lot of potential, that have had big moves, that are on retraces, like lots of different coins. So that's going to come the day after. So it's going to be two kind of meme tier lists. To me, it just seems really fun to do. I might even do one eventually with, utility projects, gaming. But obviously, I think meme coins are the easiest to do, and meme coins just continue to have, insane moves from, insane bounces, stuff like that. I still think meme coins will end up outperforming long term. But like I said, outside of that, about 5% now. That's looking pretty good. It's looking like this just wants to push straight to 60K. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But, outside that, I just wanted to be active today. Show you guys a little bit in the market. Let me pull up some, there are a couple of meme coins too. I might as well. Sometimes I just like recording videos and not having any certain, major direction. They're actually some of the most fun videos for me to make. This is going very slow right now. 57.9. 57.8 on that. Wow. All right. So we still got lock in. Another meme coin that I like to cover on and off. I genuinely think this still has a ton of room to grow. Goes back to 12 million. This has just been down for a while. Currently still accumulating. And I do expect at some point, I think once Solana can really break, whether they break into new highs, has major moves to the upside, we're going to see tons of meme coins, fly left and right. Lock in though, I think it looks very good. Community's top tier. Top tier culture coin. One that I've been watching Giga now for a long time, on and off. I actually do think this has a ton of potential to become one of the top meme coins on Sol at this point. It's one of my biggest notorious fades, but like I said, the only thing I dislike about Giga, and again, community is literally top tier. Everything about this meme coin has everything in it to get it to billions. Zero doubt in my mind. But from a TA chart perspective, I'm very technical minded with how I look at the markets. To me, it seems like it's just had way too heavy of a push to the upside without a major longer term correction. And you might say, "Well, what are you talking about? Look at this dump." To me, it's still making higher highs. I think it's gotta, in my opinion, it's hard for me to want to buy in these levels. Just looking at the chart, when things go up so high, and then they continue to trade up there, I like to wait for major dumps and corrections. Even if we zoom in on Giga's previous legs up, right? It almost looks similar with this area here and then where it ended up going. But something like this, when you have a huge push up and then it bounces down and then it pushes up again, bounces down, to me it's like, yeah, technically it is, it's correcting, it's having, minor pushes down into a new high, right? It's making little higher highs, higher lows, right? But when you don't have that kind of correction back down into the general area from before, to me I get skeptical in a sense where I think it's gotta have some sort of pullback, at least fairly large in comparison. And as of right now, I don't think Giga has had that kind of pullback yet from when it actually had this major run down here. So I don't know. Very hard to tell. It just has a very odd chart. That's my biggest thing with Giga, that I don't know if I like it, as far as, for me to find an entry on it makes me really question it. So that is the only thing I have against Giga. Again, this literally is a top tier meme coin at this point. But again, I kind of look at that pump that we're looking at now, almost something like this, right? It had a nice push up, came up, back down, tried again, came back down, having another push. Like, this would be where it is at. But again, I'm not saying it's going to just dump from here, not even close. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but, for me, it's like you're still buying up here, when I know for a fact at some point it's got to come back down at least into this general area, right? That's how I look at it for this, but Giga is definitely a powerhouse meme coin. It's undeniable at this point, being one of the top coins that has been holding up in the depths of the last 6 months, right? So outside of that, like I said, lock-in I think still looks very good, 12 million. But outside of that, like I said, meme coin videos coming soon on some tier lists, as well as I actually want to make a video on Fractal Bitcoin and my thoughts on it, because it actually just went live. Excuse me, but I personally may be fading. But there is a pump fun version on Fractal Bitcoin, which, if that can get the right attention, I think we could see a huge influx, at least for a short period of time, of people. So I would be potentially watching that, but I'll make a video on that separately as well, maybe in a few days after these meme coin videos, but at the same time, I'd rather get that out before it launches than after, so just bear with me with some of these videos. Just got a lot to cover, guys. So outside of that, I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.